off some of the comments that Bruce was making in particular with the current structure, how it's drawn up. And it really gets into some of the nuances of democracy and what happens in a democracy. Right now, let's say you've got a neighborhood and you've got a school that's got low attendance. And we've seen this because we've seen a drop in the attendance overall in the number of kids attending Milwaukee Public Schools. So let's just, and I'm pulling this out of thin air, so don't say, well, the mayor's doing this, but let's say you've got a school with a capacity of 600 and there's 200 kids in the school. Under a system where you're tied to the neighborhood, if you will, with the vast majority of representatives of the school board, you may have a situation where that representative to the school board feels a necessity that even though that school is only a third of its capacity, that he or she has to keep that school open. Because you're going to inevitably hear from the parents who live closest to that school. And that might be the right decision for that representative. But the question is it the right decision for all of the kids in the Milwaukee Public Schools? In other words, if we have a system where we've got overcapacity and we're keeping buildings open because it's convenient to do that, aren't we, by mathematical computations, taking more dollars out of the classroom for the other kids? And that to me is one of the issues that we have here, is how do we have a system where we're trying to do what's best for all the kids in the district? And I think by having, again, a person who is accountable, and the mayor, and this isn't about Tom Baird, it's about the mayor, a person who can be held accountable for all the kids in the system. As Bruce said, right now, everybody in the city has 2 people representing them. And Jeff has got, in Jeff's district, it's Jeff and it's Bruce. In the other districts, it's going to be the same. But what we don't have is we don't have someone who we can hold accountable for everything. And that's what this is all about. It's about accountability and transparency and making sure that there's a person in charge who will do what's right for the whole city and not just one part of the city.